got real news here. Fake news, whatever you want to call it. Swine, what up, bro? So over the weekend, somebody was murdered here, which doesn't happen. Lou, what up? Doesn't happen in Willimantic. Paul Hussey, the police chief, said it's one of the worst things he's seen in his 27 years, which we know they don't deal with real crime, so we can't use his ratings as a meter. But yeah, dude, they sent a visiting nurse out to somebody's house on parole, or no, probation, a registered sex offender on probation, and he ended up killing her, and from the sounds of it, brutally killing her. Should have never been go there. Where do they send registered nurses to sex offenders' houses? That's one of the news guys. Fake news is here. But it's just like the last case. Well, I can't say just like because they lied in the last one. Hey Melissa, thank you. But yeah, dude, he brutally murdered the lady, and nobody knew. Their family had to call and say that they can't find her, and her phone's pinging here, and this was the first address of the day she had to come. It sounds like she was older, she was retired, she didn't need to work. She was because she liked the field and liked to help people, what I got out of it. And yeah, I don't understand how they can send a nurse to a registered sex offender's house by himself. They caught him escaping when they showed up. He was running away, and they caught him running away, and they grabbed him and they arrested him for unrelated charges. He had a crack pipe, some of her possessions, and some other things, but as of yet, they haven't charged him. Willimantic said they actually handed this case off to the state police. It wasn't a lie like the last one, where they said they gave it to the state police, and then a week later they were calling back saying, oh, we have the case, not the state police. Hopefully they can actually solve this one. It won't go with like the kid that just had his head smashed in last month that they won't do anything about. I mean, they were called to the scene of that. They had video evidence, they had witnesses, they had victims, and they still couldn't solve that. So we don't have much hope in them solving this. Sorry. I mean, maybe the state police will, but Willimantic's not gonna solve anything. I just don't understand how they send a woman to a male registered sex offender's house by herself. Does anybody else get that? And I gotta look into it because 2 days before that, or a day or two before that, somebody messaged me and said a kid was stabbed out here. So I gotta see if that's true. If so, this town's acting up because it never happens. It is stupid. It's beyond stupid. I want to know if she knew that she was walking into a registered sex offender's house by herself. I want to know if she knew that, or if they neglected to tell her that, her company. Oh, it doesn't matter. You're just going to give somebody some medication. Go ahead. And I'm trying to think back of all the murders that have happened in the past 27 years, as far as Paul Hussey saying it's the worst thing in 27 years. It's, what up, Brandon, Saga, Atheist, Swine, Irish, D. Johns, Melissa, good to have you back, Irish Rover, Dave Miner, Lou, Nicole, that's who we got. But, you know what I mean, it's somebody knew along the line that this dude had a problem with sex crimes, and he had a bracelet on. They said he cut his ankle bracelet off, so He was clearly, yeah, it just happened over the weekend. Saturday, I believe. Yeah, Saturday is when they called. But they send nurses to sex offenders' homes. This is what happens. And there's no statement. Yeah, there's no name on the victim. We don't know the family. So we don't know who they worked for. Lou, exactly, that's what they all say. According to his family, nothing like this would ever happen. It couldn't have been him. Maybe it was the crack. The crack he was smoking. The crack made him do it. And it sounds like wrong place, wrong time. She shouldn't have been here alone. Me too. I'm going to put more together on it and show some more on it. I just wanted to come and see the house, the scene, and get some footage of it. Obviously, everybody else is trying to do the same thing. Yeah. We'll see how long it takes them to change the charges from unrelated to related. I mean, I'm sure, well, we know Willimantic police don't deal with real crime, so they wouldn't have the forensics or technology to do any of that. So it would just be he's innocent forever. But maybe the state police will be able to. You have rights. What up, man? Good to see you. So maybe the state police will have the stuff to do the forensics. If he had her belongings and he had her property, there's definitely going to be forensics between them. Somebody just messaged me and said, like 2 seconds ago, and said they weren't true, or that they're not sure if it's true or not. But she heard that they got cut up. Yeah, they caught the guy, but they charged him for unrelated charges. Unrelated charges. Crack pipe, and larceny, I think is what they said. Larceny and, yeah, larceny. And they'll probably get him for cutting his ankle bracelet off. That's going to be a violation of probation. Like, even if he didn't do it, he's going to be jammed up for a while. But he did it. I would put money on he did it. How'd they get VIP access? That's what I want to know. I wouldn't even want to look in there. I'm not even going to lie, guys. I don't know. I can kill and I can gut animals and I can do all that, but I don't want to see human blood and parts everywhere. That's just me. I've seen enough of that. The dude was in his late 30s, I believe. Irish. What was his name? I'll put his name up after. I'll put a post up with the information and links and stuff. Because this is insane. At least they handed it off to Game Buster. What up? At least they handed it off to the state police, like they claimed they did with the last one. Prayer works. No, nobody said that. This is what happens when tools just make up whatever they want. I never said it's the nurse's fault. It's somebody's fault, but it's not. I highly doubt it's just on her. I doubt she knew that she was walking into a sex offender's home alone by herself. I doubt that. And if she did know that, then yes, it's on her. But I guarantee you they lost that information somewhere along the line, and her employer just neglected to tell her that. Whatever it is. It's somebody's fault. But no. Do I think it's solely her fault? Not at all. Damn, you have rights. That's brutal. I couldn't. I would honestly probably get rid of the car or pay somebody else to do it. I don't even think I'd be able to. But this is it, man. Like I said, I don't even remember. Oh, I hit a button. We'll never know the truth. We'll never know the full truth any which way. Because the cops will leave out stuff that makes them look bad or negligent, and then the news just reports whatever the cops say. We'll never know the truth. Thank you, Lou. But I can't remember the last time there was a murder like this out here. Usually it's the cops shooting people every few years. They'll shoot somebody that was a hardcore criminal, they say. You have rights. That's horrible. But you know what? For being the only man in your family and stepping up so nobody else had to do it, I respect that. Yeah, prayer. You could word it however you want. Yeah, if she knew, yes, it's her fault. If you're a woman and you choose to go into a convicted criminal, a convicted sex offender's house alone, you get what comes with it. I'm sorry. I don't care if it sounds harsh. Like, you should know better. They teach us these things from a very young age. But as I said, do I believe that's what happened here? No. I doubt she knew. I doubt she knew at all. And, but they'll never be able to prove that. But at the end of the day, if you put yourself in a bad situation and something bad happens, it's kind of hard for me to feel bad for you. I mean, either which way on a situation like this, I'm going to feel bad, but it doesn't take away from the fact that you knew better at all. And it's weird because I was hoping, usually they don't even put the house up, the address or anything. They left the victim's name out and the family's names and the company that she worked for, so nobody can look into that stuff. But they put the house up. Yeah, she died in the basement here. Dude killed her. Sutton Reese. The dude's name's Sutton Reese. She came here. It was the first stop of her day. They said she was just a visiting nurse here to give him medication. They said that her family, she never showed up anywhere else, and her GPS still rang here. And I heard that the cops came and brought the dogs, and the dogs led them here. And as they were arriving, somebody fled the scene, and they caught him, which is Reese, and they charged him with larceny and some other stuff, but nothing to do. Yeah, there you go, Omar. But all that stuff. All unrelated charges. And the Willimantic police said they handed the investigation over to the state police, which they put it on the news, so they're probably not lying this time. But remember, the kid that just had his head bashed in a West Ave, the cops were called to the scene. They still haven't done anything about that. And that's way less profile than this. So, and there's video evidence, and they got called to the scene, and there's witnesses, there's tons of stuff on that, and they can't solve that. So they also said they handed that over to the state police, but the state police have no knowledge of them handing it over. Irish, from the sounds of it, it was just to make sure that he was taking his medication. Like, so they should have probably had him in a mental hospital if he can't take his medication and he's that bad. But instead they put him out on a bracelet. And remember, guys, they got all our people here in Corrigan and all these jails sleeping on the floors for petty drug charges and petty crimes. Yet people like this, sex offenses and stuff like that, they can get ankle bracelets and they can get out. It's one of the things that has never made sense to me in this state, and I don't know how it is everywhere else, but you get sex offenses here in Connecticut, and it's almost better than getting any real crimes. Like, they get special parts of jails. They get Brooklyn jail right in Brooklyn. That's like the sweetest jail in the whole state. They get ice cream and soda, which no other prison in Connecticut gets. They're giving them perks. They're giving them benefits. They get out early. They get out. It's weird. It's like classified as a non-violent crime for sexually harassing somebody. But I'm gonna jump off. I just wanted to come down here and get some footage of it. I'm gonna put some of the stories together and some more information. Maybe we'll go live tonight and talk about it. We'll see. But I wonder how the police feel about this. Paul Hussey said it's the worst thing he's seen in 27 years of being a cop. So, which doesn't say much because he sits behind a desk and doesn't do anything anymore for years. So it's not like he's actually seen anything in years. I'm surprised he even got up and came out here, if he did. I mean, he's making it sound like he was here. He was working it. So, we'll see. It's just sad, man. It's sad that a lady that's worked her whole life and really, from the sounds of it, has been a good person her whole life, had to end in this crappy town where people rarely get killed and have it happen the way she did, doing it for her job. And it's just sad. It blows my mind. It really blows my mind that anybody thought it was appropriate for a female. Even I didn't know that she was older and retired, so not that it changes anything, but let's send an old lady to a sex offender's house who's on probation, who's on an ankle bracelet, who clearly has issues. Yeah, you have rights, yep. But that's it. I'm glad to see. Well, I'm lying. I was going to say I'm glad to see other people out here covering it, but I'm not, because usually they don't get it right. So, we'll call it a wrap. I'm out here too, so I'm leaving over here now, but if I see cops, we're definitely filming them. So, be on the lookout, guys.